Since the death of the actor Luke Perry, much more attention is centered around people under the age of 50 who suffer strokes. It's the third big in the country.
May is National Stroke Awareness Month. Tonight, FOX4's Sharifa Jackson introduces us to one patient here in the metro who is spreading awareness after having a stroke at 17 years old.
11 years ago, when 17-year-old Daryl Hunter woke up, he says he remembers something being off.
Out of nowhere, I couldn't walk straight, and I struggled to even stand up straight, and I started to fall and kind of lean into the wall. Just knew that something wasn't right.
Home alone with his 9-year-old sister, she would be the one to call his mother and call 911. All clueless to what was happening, even doctors having trouble figuring out what was wrong.
They actually said that, well, he's a teenager, and so there's a possibility that he could have got a hold to some type of drug. But my husband and I, we knew better.
Hours went by, and Lisa Hunter says she had to fight for an MRI.
They had already had discharge papers for Daryl, and what really caught their attention from my perspective, they stood him up to take him to the bathroom, and then he fell down. His legs were like noodles. And so if I would have just accepted that, I don't even want to think about the possible outcome.
Testing would reveal he had a stroke in the back part of his brain. Hunter would lose function on the right side of his body and told he would never walk again. But within 6 months and grueling therapy, he was able to regain full function, even walk for graduation. The doctors say it's not always that easy.
That he was 18 years old, his brain is much more amenable to repair and recovery than somebody in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Dr. Brad Steinley, the medical director for rehabilitation services at St. Luke's, who helped in Daryl's recovery, says he's seeing more and more strokes happen in younger patients.
Maybe 1 in 10, 1 in 20 are young people that have had stroke. We've seen patients as young as 18, 20s, 30s that have had stroke that appear otherwise healthy.
He says the key is to recognize symptoms like facial drooping, slurred speech, and numbness. For Daryl, he now wants to raise awareness that this can happen, even in the healthiest of teens.
I think sometimes we take for granted and we think it can't happen to me. And it's important, even going to an emergency room to recognize the fact that it can be a stroke and to advocate for yourself.
In his case, it literally saved his life. Sharifa Jackson, Fox 4 News.
Doctors say if you think you're having a stroke, make sure you do go to the emergency room right away because early detection can help prevent irreversible damage.